Now we are going to see the question from signals and systems given in GATE 2005. So here given that a signal x of n equals to sine omega naught n plus 5 is the input to a linear time invariant system having a frequency response h of e power j omega. If the output of the system a x of n minus n naught, then the most general form of angle of x of e power j omega, angle of x of e power j omega, we need to find here the most general form of x of angle of capital H of e power j omega, that is the transfer function, frequency response of the system, phase of the frequency response of the system will be. So here we'll get the answer is equals to B, option B, that is minus n naught omega naught plus 2 pi k for any arbitrary integer k. So now we'll see here. So here given that if the output of the system is a x of n minus n naught, so given that the output of the system is y of n equals to a into x of n minus n naught, then by applying the Fourier transform on both the sides, apply Fourier transform dt of t on both the sides, then we'll get it as x of e power j omega equals to, by using the time shifting property, this is a into e power minus j omega n naught into x of e power j omega. So the transfer function h of e power j omega equals to y of e power j omega divided by x of e power j omega, that is equals to a into e power minus j omega n naught. Then this is called, this h of e power j omega, this h of e power j omega is called as frequency response of the system, frequency response of the system. Then we can set that this is called the magnitude, and from this we can find the phase of the system. So here the magnitude mod h of e power j omega equals to a, and the angle of h of e power j omega is equals to minus omega n naught. So we can observe that we have a phase of the system is minus omega n naught, we know that this is the frequency response of the system, nothing but the Fourier transform dt of t of the impulse response of the system. Then we know that by applying the dt of t for the impulse response of the system, the omega, the frequency is always periodic with a period of 2 pi, and it becomes that the magnitude and phase also becomes the periodic with a period of 2 pi. Then we can set that the angle of h of e power j omega, taken it as e power minus j omega naught, this becomes minus omega naught n naught, periodic with a period of 2 pi, then we can write it as 2 pi k. So the answer becomes minus omega naught n naught plus 2 pi k for any arbitrary integer k. So that's what the reason for that answer.